Navigating insurance claims and finding the best plans, well, that can be tricky. Now all of that may cost you a little bit more as well. To explain why rates are going up kind of across the board and how you can prepare yourself, we have Christopher Cook from Alliance Insurance Services here with us today. He's with us for the next 30 minutes taking your questions, and he's taking your questions directly. So your questions are anonymous, but he's answering you on the spot. Here's how you get your question to Christopher. You text that question. The number is 336-379-5775. Remember, this is text only, so please don't call. All right, first and foremost, let's kind of go over the big three. There's three major things happening right now.
Sure. So for the most part, you have a state of North Carolina Department of Insurance rate increase that was approved that will go into effect on June 1st. The cost to rebuild a home, the cost of all materials has risen drastically over the last little while. So reconstruction costs are going up, which is also driving insurance rates up. And then just a pointer to folks that if they're going to shop their insurance, their home needs to be insurable. And sometimes folks, when we look to move our homeowners insurance policies, we don't take that into proper consideration. So those are three things we can discuss tonight.
Okay. All right. So let's first tackle the North Carolina rate that is going up. What was decided on was a 7.9% increase, but that doesn't stay 7.9% throughout the entire state. So let's take a look at that with the numbers and the state and seeing where that changes.
Sure. So the North Carolina Rate Bureau is a consortium of insurance companies that works every year with the Department of Insurance to set our property insurance rates across the state. They applied for a rate increase. The Department of Insurance Commissioner Causey has the opportunity to approve that rate increase, and ultimately what was settled on was an average of 7.9% across our state for property rate increases. Some counties saw as much as 10%. Most of those counties were towards the coast, and some counties saw as little as 5.9%, which are actually most of the counties in your viewing area are the counties that saw the smaller rate increase. But on average, state of North Carolina homeowners are going to see a 7.9% rate increase across our state.
Okay, and so when we go when we say some counties, some pockets of counties or areas of our state are going to see a higher rate, we're talking for sure the beach, yes? Yeah,
so New Hanover County, that part of our state, the beach, oddly enough, around Charlotte, Concord, Cabarrus, Mecklenburg, Union counties, and in our viewing area, Wilkes County saw a 9.9% rate increase. Forsyth, Guilford, Alamance, Stokes, Surrey, Yadkin, those areas saw a 5.9. So the 9.9 at the coastal areas, 5.9 here, and then some other counties had various rate revisions or rate increases, if you will.
Okay, so that's number one, that everyone's going to see a rate increase, and that's going to start in June. So get ready to see those letters in June.
Correct.
All right, so then the second thing, it deals with supply chain issues, deals with inflation. Let's talk about the rebuilding cost of a house and how that figures in.
Yeah, so your insurance company's job in the event of a claim is to make you whole again, to rebuild your house. Heaven forbid you had a catastrophic fire that burned it completely to the ground. That home just a few years ago could have been rebuilt for $150 a square foot. And if you talk to a home builder in your area or any sort of tradesman, craftsman, they'll tell you that the reconstruction cost in our area is well over $200 a square foot now. So maybe you built your home, say in 2010, for $200,000. Today, that home could cost more than $400,000 to rebuild. And so your insurance company's job is to make sure you've got enough coverage so that they can pay to rebuild your house or pay for any partial claim, whatever that might be, in the event of a loss. And with that in mind, the amount of insurance you are buying, the amount of insurance on your home is having to increase as well. If that amount of coverage increases, the price will increase also.
All right, and so that's one of those things where, yeah, we all have that inflation percentage built in, but I mean, the costs are rising much faster and higher than that inflation percentage. So the thing is, we probably need to call our insurance agent. We may or may not be getting a letter that says, hey, rebuilding costs have come up, but we should be contacting them directly.
Yeah, it's imperative that you make sure you have the right amount of coverage. The worst time to ever find out you don't have enough coverage on your home is after a loss. So we're asking folks to be proactive. Most insurance agents across the state are being proactive and contacting folks to have those conversations, but it is important to make sure you've got the right amount of insurance on your home.
And yeah, you don't want to know that your house, you only have that 250,000 and it's going to cost 400,000 because the rest of it is going to come out of your pocket.
Yeah, the insurance policy is a contract, and the insurance company is going to pay everything you are owed per that contract. If, unfortunately, it costs more to rebuild your house than what's owed out of your policy, then that is an awful position to be in.
All right, let's talk about car insurance. We've been focusing on home insurance and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, it's not any better when it comes to the car insurance because those rates are probably going up too.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tanya, that's correct.
Sorry.
As the cost of repairs continues to go up, and we are seeing cost of repairs mostly due to supply chain issues on the automobile side, but we're seeing those costs of repairs and those wait times for parts just going up faster than the industry can keep up with. And I think if you spoke to any mechanic or collision repair center or anyone in the automobile sales industry, they will tell you that vehicle prices, parts prices, all those things are increasing drastically, even as supply chain starts to loosen a little bit, but it just hasn't loosened enough. So as those repair costs go up, premiums go up as well.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so we're going to take a quick break and we are going to take your text questions when we come back. We're talking all things insurance.